So with parts of the public rejecting the new restrictions, how will the coming evening closures look? Joining us with more is Israeli Police Spokesperson Superintendent Mickey Rosenfeld. Thank you so much for being with us. All right, now, what are the orders that you've been given specifically? How do you plan to enforce the new curfews logistically?
Yes, well, we're talking about a relatively difficult and complicated operation which will take place in and around a number of different cities and areas. We'll be focusing on locking down and shutting down from the approximately later on in the evening until the early hours of the morning, and that includes mobilizing different units in all of the different areas, coordinating to make sure that those that shouldn't be leaving the areas won't leave the areas, and that's absolutely vital and necessary.
Do you expect there to be a lot of resistance, or are most of the red cities more compliant than the media might portray?
Well, we're coordinating with the leaders of the different cities, and we're making sure that we're in close contact. But of course, we know there is a lot of tension due to the recent cabinet decisions, and a lot of people, especially in the religious cities, such as, for example, Bnei Brak. As we saw yesterday, there were protests, and there are possibly protests that might take place also this evening. So that is something that we're definitely ready to deal with if necessary. But of course, the main aim will be to implement a full closure in all of the red zones, red cities.
So are there any punitive measures for those who do break the curfew or the closure?
Well, police units will respond according to what is taking place on the ground. We're hoping that people will understand the seriousness of the situation. We've seen, unfortunately, over the last, in fact, week, the COVID-19 numbers have risen highly. A lot of people have unfortunately been confirmed with COVID, both in Jerusalem, for example, as well as in religious areas, Bnei Brak, as well as in the Israeli Arab cities in the north. So full emphasis will be on those areas. If we need to make arrests of individuals who will try and leave those areas, we will, but we're hoping that there will be full coordination and we won't have to deal with any major situations.
So it sounds like, this is not necessarily a zero tolerance situation, or is it? Are there circumstances in which the police may use their discretion and let things slide?
Well, what we've experienced until now is we're working together with the public in every way possible to keep social distancing. Our units are on the streets, our units are around. Our units are making sure that social distancing is being kept, and we're speaking and discussing to the leaders of the different communities in order to make sure that the public understands the seriousness of the situation. That is the main aim for the Israeli National Police. We're going to a new phase and a new stage from this evening, and that will continue, of course, for approximately a period of a week.
All right, now how long are these curfews set to last? A night, a week, indefinitely, until told otherwise? What are your orders exactly?
Well, as far as the cabinet decision is concerned, we're talking about a period for approximately a week. It could be slightly more or slightly less. We'll have to wait and see. But as of now, we're talking about from this evening, every evening, until further notice, which is probably about a week.
All right, Mickey Rosenfeld, thank you so much for being with us.